Hey everyone, D3 here from BrightIdeaScouting.com. Welcome to our June 1st edition of Scouting in the Park. It's a beautiful day here in Minnesota, and congratulations, you now have a new program. We're now under the new direction and guidance of the new advancement program here in Cub Scouts, and I hope you're as excited about it as I am. We've spent the last 30 days talking about all the different changes from every single aspect of that update. We've got about a 5 to 7 minute video for you to look at. So if you haven't taken a look at that, go back to our May 1st edition and just start going through them at scoutinginthepark.com and just begin to listen to them. If they've been a benefit to you, I'd love to hear about it on Facebook. You can find us at Bright Idea Scouting. On Twitter, we're at Bright Idea. And as well as brightideascouting.com. So the questions have still been flooding in over the last month. And so today we're going to start to resume all of your questions and what do we have. And so overwhelming, there's been a number of people in the general sense basically saying, hey, Doug, I just volunteered for this new position at our spring awards or our spring picnic. What do I do? Or I just signed up for this new position because I saw that our pack has a need in this area, but I'm not exactly sure what the position is. And I'm not too concerned because it's the summer, but come fall, I kind of need to know what to do. So I'm going to spend the next probably 2 weeks. It's going to take about 10 of these videos, and we're going to deconstruct each of the critical positions in a pack and tell you what they basically do. What does it look like theoretically, and what does it look like in reality? And stuff like that. So that's where we're going to kind of go with it for these kind of first 2 weeks. As other questions come in, we'll certainly take those. But over the last 30 days, those have been kind of the overwhelming questions in that people have volunteered for new positions and they don't know what to do. So, even this morning, had a question come up about the committee chair. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start with this as, what is the committee chair and what does that person do? First and foremost, this is kind of short of the chartered rep who may or may not ever be present in any meetings. This is really the top dog. This is the person that kind of sets the tone, sets the planning of the entire pack. Their role is very simple, if you can say it that way, is to run the monthly committee meeting. In our pack, we found that our parents didn't like the term committee. So we changed it to the Pack Family Council, to the PFC and stuff. And then when people saw that it was family and we were just getting everyone's input and volunteers, our attendance skyrocketed. But in general, the committee chair is the one in charge of these monthly meetings. Though, what do you do in these meetings? Well, first of all, you're going to kind of set the tone for the calendar. Okay, what are you doing this month, that needs to be finalized? What are you planning on next month? And what are topics and events that you're going to be looking at in 2 months is what that's going to be taking a look at. So you're setting the tone for the calendar. You're also making sure that everything gets accomplished. So in the show notes for this, I'm going to give you a sample of one of our committee agendas. As the committee chair, that was the first thing I instituted, is we're going to have an agenda. And we go through each of the different disciplines. We hear from the Cub Master. We hear from each of the den leaders what's going on. What do they need help with? What sort of things are they hoping to accomplish? We go through the treasury. We go through the activities. We go through advancement and training for our leaders. We go through about 13 different things, and you'll see this all on the agenda that you can download and stuff and use it as a template so that every aspect of our pack is caught. For us, a lot of times that meeting's about 90 minutes. Sometimes it goes a little bit over. Sometimes it's a little less, just sort of depends as to the month. But a lot of times for us, it's a 90-minute meeting where we listen to all the different departments of the pack and see what's there. So the big thing is running that meeting, using the agenda to make sure everyone's voice gets heard. Concerns are brought up before they really become concerns, and then planning everything is sort of the overall thing. So each month you're going to be working with your outdoor activity chair as to the events that are going to be happening. Do they have the logistics? Do they have the manpower and stuff like that? This key person, if there's two people in the pack that this person has to work with, it's the Cub Master and it's the activities chair. And that's going to really help to execute, because by working with the Cub Master, that person oversees all of the den leaders and the den chiefs. The outdoor activities chair, that's all the fun stuff. And so between working with just those two people, you can accomplish a lot. So if you're in a very small pack, I'd make sure we have 3 people at that meeting: the committee chair, the Cub Master, and the activities chair. I'd love it if you could have more, but the reality is sometimes that's not always the case. Also, if there are issues that come up with leadership, maybe someone's not eligible to be a leader because of their background, the committee chair is the person that works with the chartered organization, works with the district executive to handle questions like this. Anytime a matter of dispute comes up, this person is the one that typically is the front person that gets to. Should it be someone else? Sometimes, sometimes if we have an issue with a den leader, that should really fall under the Cub Master. But a lot of times they see this person as the top dog of everything, and so they're going to go right to that person. And so you have to be able to listen to everyone. You have to be able to understand where they're coming from, listen to all sides. But when the rubber meets the road, you're the person that has to make the call, whether to do an activity, whether to not do something, to go in a direction, or to how we do the finances. There comes a point where you need to make a call. And you need to be that person. There also comes times where you need to kind of have thick skin and listen to complaint after complaint after complaint from parents, and then just know you have a bigger objective. That just because you did a swim event on a Tuesday night when little Jimmy has karate, has a karate tournament or something, you're just like, you know what, I've got 42 kids that it is advantageous to. I've got one who's not. And you got to make the call. There's some times where you're not going to please everyone. So if you're sort of a wishy-washy leader, this position's not for you. This is a person that has to be able to listen to a lot of negativity sometimes and remain objectively positive to get things done. So that's kind of an overview of it. I've been a committee chair now for 3 years and stuff, and I'm in the transition of training my replacement over this next year as my youngest will be transitioning to Boy Scouts soon. So if you've got questions specifically, I'd love to hear it in the show notes. That if you're a new committee chair, congratulations. But if you've got specifics on something that's come up, feel free to put it in there. If it's something private but you'd want some other advice, feel free to email me, D3, the number 3, at brightideascouting.com. And tomorrow, since we said the top 3 positions were the Cub Master, committee chair, and the outdoor activity chair, tomorrow we're going to tackle the Cub Master. And where does the Cub Master come in? So until tomorrow, learn everything you can, share everything you know, live the Scout Oath and Scout Law. And we'll see you tomorrow at the park.